YouTube? It's Mulo Motivation, back with another reaction video. So, I got a fitness reaction today. So, this is something that most fitness people probably went through at some point. I'll say this before I click the video. It's extremely unhealthy. Extremely unhealthy. Okay? And I'm not going to pretend like it never happened to me as well. But thank goodness I grew out of it. I learned from it. And it's something that I don't wish to on my worst enemies to deal with. Okay? But this is something that most fitness people go through. And it's important to be aware of what's to come when you're in the fitness industry. Okay? I'm not really in it that much to the point I can be afraid of this happening, but it happens more often than you think. Anyways, let's get into the video.
Detail of my food, my diet, just to get to this sub 5% body fat level.
You're seeing creators like Tristan Lee.
And I'll say this right now, being that low on body fat is no good, man. It's no good. Females need to be between 15 to 20 at a healthy range, and males need to be between 11 and like 16. Okay, that's a healthy range. If you're lower than that, lower than 10% year round, is no good. I don't care what you see on the internet. I don't care what fitness people tell you. If you want to function sexually, if you want to have good emotional control, good relationship with food, a good physique as well. Because at some point too, when you're too lean, you don't look that great. You look like a raisin, basically. If you want to compare a raisin to a grape, how full and hydrated a grape is compared to a raisin, that's what you are basically. You're weaker, you're moody, you have a terrible relationship with food, you're not performing your best. So there's a lot of things that go down in order for you to look good for a picture. For me, honestly, below 10% year round, no good. If you want to be at the lowest 8%, 8% maximum. At the lowest 8%. Once you get below that, it's just you're torturing yourself, basically. Anyways, let's keep watching.
He's literally walking around at like 4% body fat, absolutely shredded, looks incredible. Talking about how he's not happy with his physique, how he has body dysmorphia.
This is Tristan Lee, and he has been dealing with body dysmorphia and eating disorders for years. And he's just one of many.
I don't have a great sense of how I actually look like.
And that guy too, there, he looks a lot fatter now. He used to be ripped to the... And it's not a good look. It's not a good look. And I dealt with it in the past. I'm not speaking as if I'm perfect. I dealt with it in the past. I remember when I was like 185 pounds, doing cardio before every workout. I mean, my 6 days in a row, Monday to Saturday, clean eating. But then the cheat day came, it's like I was eating everything. And it got to the point, it was challenges. It got that bad. And I did that for like 3 or 4 years until I'm like, you know what? I need to change things up because I'm getting weaker. I'm actually not looking that much better. My performance sucks. My genitals don't work. Seriously. And that's another thing that may happen. Your libido goes down. Your genitals stop working. Like there's a lot of things that go into being too lean, not being at a calorie maintenance at least. There's so many things that suffer just for you to look good in the picture. It's not worth it. It's really not. And for people that do those physique competitions, I pray for you. I pray it's just a temporary thing and you move forward from it. Because it's not a healthy lifestyle. It's really not. There's two ends of the spectrum. There's body positivity that promotes obesity, and there's this. This is not good. Nah. We need as people to find a good medium. Okay? Enjoy your favorite foods, whatever, every now and then. It can be an everyday thing. It can't be, oh, love yourself the way you are. No. Love yourself, but also strive to be your best. Don't compare yourself to other people. And there's another end where 1% body fat, this is not good. This is not good at all. Like this is those are the two places I don't want people to get in. I want you to be well-rounded, do your best, love yourself, don't compare to other people, but strive to always be better than yesterday. That's the whole point. Fitness shouldn't be like this, but I dealt with it for many years, and these people I relate so much, which is why I can really say it's no good.
My physique can always like change and look better. I even feel that way now because I don't feel necessarily proud of where I'm at. Like they're happy with where I'm at right now. So.
This may lead us to a simple question. Why is it that the best looking people feel insecure about their appearance? From fitness models or to every detail of their bodies.
I look like a normal, reasonable human being with like an acceptable amount of like muscle tone, right? But still in my head there was like this crazy distortion by this market.
More and more regular people getting into the genius.
So true, man. And I believe one of the reasons why is because you compare yourself. A lot of them won't say that, but it's you see people on the internet looking great. You see other people with bigger arms than you, better looking faces to go with the body. It doesn't matter what the reason is. When you see that other person that is a little bit ahead of you, right? Wherever they're at, you feel some type of way about yourself when you look in the mirror. It's really a thing. It's really a thing, especially if you compare yourself. The reason I can speak about this so passionately because I dealt with this. You like if I had to show you guys the things I was eating on the Sunday, like I never knew I could eat that much. Like some of these days were 10,000 calorie days, 20,000 calorie days. Like I said, it became challenges. That's how bad the eating disorder got. So when I say these things, I'm not speaking out of my asshole. I'm really not. I'm really not. Like fitness has this part that nobody talks about. It has this part that nobody talks about, and it's very I don't want to say toxic, but it's something very alarming that I didn't know fitness people dealt with before I started dealing with it myself.
Disorders. There must be something more to the story that isn't being told.
A little something called body dysmorphia. Professional bodybuilders first noticed it, living in California in the 80s and training in the famous outdoor gyms of Muscle Beach. They called it bigorexia, a colourful nickname for a reverse form of anorexia nervosa.
The scary thing is it can happen to literally anyone.
The
Anyone.
disorder doesn't start with sufferers wanting to have larger-than-life muscles. The beginnings are a lot more humble than that. Common among sufferers are stories of being bullied at school for being too scrawny or too fat, of difficult...
Bruh, like my whole childhood, you're too scrawny, you're too skinny. Imagine kids telling you, never wear a tank top. You're too small, you're too tiny, you're too this. That stuff is still in my head to this day. That's why most of the time I don't wear a shirt. Most of the time I wear tank tops. It reminds myself what I had to overcome. But that's all I was hearing as a kid. As a kid to like about grade 7. Seriously. And this I relate so much to this video.
built and fraught relationships with friends, parents, and partners, of a tendency toward perfectionism, and of a lifelong and pervasive sense of not being good enough.
The body dysmorphia is basically all in your head.
And it's even worse nowadays too. It's not how it was 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 15 years ago. Now you add this issue that a lot of them are dealing with dating, right? Now for guys, there's an added element to that. Your height. This is a big one that no guy talks about. This is a big one. So at least with the body, you can sort of control it with how you eat and stuff, but now height is added to it. So now guys are dealing with that now, and nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to say that's not okay. In the same sense, there's body positivity on the other side that benefits the other gender. But what about us guys that deal with this shit? Seriously, I'm speaking to the ones that deal with this. You don't only deal with this if you're in fitness, but you also deal with things like your height, something you cannot control. At least for this, you can control it. Okay, you can control it. You can get through it, grow out of it, fine. But something like your height, your race, you cannot change that. And that's another thing added to that, just to mention that.
Ever wonder how personal trainers with less gym floor experience than you are growing an online program to 50, 100?
The world has changed, technology is advancing, and social media has been introduced. The nature of it is to reward excellence no matter what, in the fitness industry.
And the thing about fitness and social media is a lot of the things you see also is fake. That's another thing that nobody talks about. I'm gonna have to probably make this video 2 parts, but a lot of the things you see on social media is absolutely fake. That's another thing nobody talks about. From looking at those photos there, they have professional editors, professional photographers, people to take the pictures, edit the pictures. There's some fitness influencers that will physically edit each part of their body to make it look bigger in the pictures. There's been a lot of fitness chicks that do this and a lot of fitness guys that do this. Okay? Which is why for me, honestly, I prefer videos. You can see what it is looking at me straight. It's much better that way. Less likely to be fake, but you never know nowadays, to be honest. So when you look at social media, you don't only deal with the body dysformia yourself, but you see other people that appear to look a certain way, and it makes you feel worse about yourself. It's just a constant battle that people deal with. A constant battle.
There's a distinction between excellence in terms of looks and excellence in terms of knowledge. Naturally, people prefer following the good-looking person instead of the knowledgeable person, regardless of how much.
Facts. Facts, man. Facts. If you go to my Instagram, Mulo Motivation, Mulo_motivation, a lot of my videos have long captions. People don't read them. People don't read them. People only engage when my shirt is off. Only engage when I'm doing silly things. But when I'm giving information, giving workouts, giving recipes, giving things in that nature, nobody pays attention. It's like the engagement drops significantly when there's no skin, when there's no crazy, stunts, all that stuff. Why? You're speaking facts. Speaking facts. And people would much rather follow a great looking person than somebody that has maybe more on the knowledge side than looks. It's just what it is, and it's sad. It shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way. If you have both, great. I hope I have both. I hope I have a decent amount of knowledge to help a beginner or I guess somebody sort of a bit more experienced but not an expert to learn something new. But at the same time, catch your attention. That's what I hope. But I don't hope to be the Don Blonde type of thing. Somebody that doesn't know anything and just looks good. I hope to also be inspired, be an aspiration to people, for people to want to be better. Right? I hope to be that. Anyway, let's keep going.
How much the first one knows about fitness, which creates a bigger demand for excellent looks over excellent knowledge. Many influencers.
But there's also the thing about the knowledge part too is a lot of people plagiarize information. I know all information is plagiarized, but the fact that you can take information from anywhere and basically use it as your own, I don't want to say it's cheating, but it's only cheating without experience. That's what I mean to say. And somebody's looks sometimes show that they're applying their knowledge. For example, if I have small arms and I'm giving you tips and tricks on how to get your arms bigger, it's contradicting. It's contradicting whether you want to see it or not. No matter how many books, how many studies, documentaries, certifications I have. It's just what it is. If you know the thing, you're able to know it enough to apply it to the point you have results, you can help other people get results, and you're sort of an aspirational piece in that thing. I'm not going to talk about bodybuilding because my expertise is in strength and conditioning. I know how to be strong, fast, athletic, and to be lean. As far as a bodybuilder goes, those guys are more a fit to talk about it. And a lot of people on social media appear to have a lot of knowledge, but don't actually have the experience with it, along with the credibility to talk about it. So that's where, for the knowledge, you have to be careful when looking at people on social media. You have to ask yourself a few things. Do they know the thing? Obviously, they're showing you they know the thing. Do they have the results to back it up? Have they helped people get results? Do they have testimonials? Are they consistently showing results from themselves, either in performance and looks, whatever it is, so that they have credibility to keep giving you this information? So you have to ask all those things, and it has to be all those things too, because I'm not gonna hire a doctor that only did school. I want to hire a doctor that did school, that helped patients, and that I can see that did his thing for a number of years, so that I'm confident I don't like get killed. I don't know, during the surgery or something. I don't know. I'm just giving hypotheticals, but you get the gist. You always want to question everything. I'm talking way too much. Anyway, let's keep going. 2 minutes in the video. Goodness, I may have to do part 3.
Users understand this and naturally want to maximize their chances of becoming a popular figure, leading to a lavish lifestyle and financial freedom. Where it becomes a problem is the way to get there.
Yeah.
So, guys, today we're going to be talking about the passing of Boston Lloyd, unfortunately, at the young age of 29.
That's messed up. I'm 29 at the moment, and seeing that scary, really scary. Shouldn't die that young. You shouldn't. That's scary.
In terms of looks, you will need 3 things: great genetics, a relentless drive to put in the needed effort, and the use of pharmaceutical enhancement.
No, you don't. Okay. What's classified as great genetics? First of all, let's think about this for a minute. Let's put our thinking caps on. What's great genetics? I mean, great genetics in one thing could be bad genetics in another thing. So what? So when people say that, what does it really mean? It's not relevant. It's not relevant. We all look different. We all have different capabilities, different potentials. Okay, what's great in one thing may be not so great in another thing. For example, for bench press, it's a struggle for me to bench a lot of weight because I have longer arms. But does it mean that I cannot eventually bench more? No, it just means I have to work harder. It just means I have to work harder. I have to program more. I have to do more accessories. I have to figure out more ways to hit, I don't know, deficiencies that may not be easy to identify. I may have to do more work as far as homework and training and nutrition to bypass that obstacle. You gotta think about it like that. What's good in one thing will be a disadvantage in another thing. Okay, somebody is taller in basketball. Oh, his advantage is you'll be easier for him to dunk a basketball. So what do the shorter people do? Do they just give up and say, "Oh, I'm short. I'm never gonna dunk"? You're gonna have to train harder. You're gonna have to, and we're seeing a 5'6" guy dunk a basketball, and I know 7-footers that can't dunk a basketball. So what's the point of saying genetics? What's the point? What's the point? We all know at a certain body fat percentage you're gonna see your abs. Why do you care how exactly the abs look? If you're below about between 12 to 8%, you're gonna see your abs. For some people, they may see it at higher body fat percentages, but that's only a few. If you train a certain way, eat a certain way for a number of years, you will see your muscles. Why do you need to look exactly like Arnold? Why? Why are you aiming for that? So when people say genetics, I don't get what they mean. Because my genetics could be great for a football athlete, but if I go over the swimming, it sucks. All right, we gotta stop. Good genetics means one thing. It really doesn't mean anything. Good genetics in one thing is bad genetics in another thing. All right.